Houston Texans and Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. But my first overreaction is something, Aaron, you might be surprised to hear. I mentioned it to you earlier, but I love Justin Herbert as much as I hate how much he's overrated. Because we mentioned it, or I mentioned it to you earlier. This dude, if you watched that game yesterday, and I have made the argument for a long time that Justin Herbert is overrated, because he is. But if you watched that game yesterday, that poor guy was running. And by the way, this season has been a lot of that. He's been hit as much as any quarterback in football. But he was running for his life against the Patriots yesterday.
Six sacks for the Patriots.
Yeah, I would not point at Justin Herbert as the reason why that team scored 3 points and had really no chance against the Patriots. Even though it was a fairly close game, even though it was the biggest spread of the weekend, 13 points, it was, it never felt like the Chargers didn't have a chance. But the fact that they scored only 3 points and the offense was caca was a lot about the offensive line and not that much about Justin Herbert. And after the game, he put the blame on himself. And I said this about Baker Mayfield during the season after Baker took the blame after a game. I said Baker Mayfield took the blame because he's a leader. And for all the things I don't think Justin Herbert is yet, he is a leader, and he's a very good young quarterback. And I like the kid as much as I hate how much people have overrated him because of his pretty hair. I said it.
Yeah, and I've said he's a tough kid, dealing with injuries, dealing with broken hand. I mean, that is pretty incredible. And on top of that, I'll add to the overreaction to this game. This is as dangerous and as well put together Patriots team as anyone we've seen in the last 25 years.
Any Patriots team.
Because they're put together. And that's exactly what the Bill Belichick teams were. They were put together.
This feels like Indiana's the greatest college football team of all time.
Was Tom Brady's offense humming during the beginning of his career? No, it was not. They played the game that they had to play to win, that winning formula. Drake May, I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. He's going to be the MVP of the league this year. He's not a world beater to me, but he does it in different ways than Tom Brady did it. Drake May can make the throws, but he's also going to be a threat to run the football. That was not Tom Brady. They have a good run game. They have a two-headed monster in the backfield. Their defense is really, really good, maybe one of the best in the playoffs right now.
They've had Hall of Famers on defense. You must forget guys like Ty Law and Richard Seymour. And this is a very good Patriots team. I do not think it's the best of the last 25 years.
It can compete just as good, and I'm saying it's just as complete. And maybe more so.
What have you said about this year in the NFL? It's wide open.
I think maybe more so than I can compare more so to the beginning of the Patriots run with Tom Brady. That's what it looks like. And
right, which means it's not the best.
No.
Because they've had several Hall of Famers across both sides of the football over there.
The best Patriots team I ever saw was the one that didn't win the Super Bowl against the Giants.
I got a fun fact for you, gentlemen. Did you know that on the topic of Justin Herbert, that him and Jawan Jennings, the 49ers wide receiver, share the same amount of playoff passing touchdowns with 2 each?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. I needed Jawan Jennings to not pass but catch a ball yesterday in the end zone, and I would have been in really good shape.
You were in really good shape.
Well, but I want to win more. I win big, and then I want to win more. Kyle Shanahan's the best coach in football.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to argue right now with what San Francisco has done this year. I mean, he's been really, really good, and they've lost. We talked about defensively the pieces that they've lost. It's hard to argue with that. The Philadelphia Eagles are about to collapse, complete collapse. Like, it's going to be maybe a year or two before they look like a team that can compete for a Super Bowl, and they might not win the East.
Wow.
They might not win the East next year. Like, I think that there's less belief. The A.J. Brown thing is a big deal, right? But I also think there's less belief in Jalen Hurts in that building than you want for a quarterback who's led you to a Super Bowl. And there's some stuff around that just you know what it kind of feels like? Philadelphia. It feels like Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb was better than Jalen Hurts, but there were times where, like when he was getting into it with T.O., after the fact, we found out a lot more teammates were siding with T.O. than we realized.
And it was a house divided, and that you can't have.
I think it is right now.
Larry in Oldsmar. He's got an overreaction. Want to hear it?
Larry.
What's up, Larry?
Yeah, boys. Actually, I got three. I know I'm up against the clock here. So I got one. Sam just put together one of the best takes I've ever heard on this show. UMBC had never been done. So it can't be compared to anything. It had never been done. And by the way, you're talking to a UMBC alumni. Go Dogs. Liam Cohen proved that he doesn't know how to work a clock because he doesn't know how to work timeouts at the end of a game. So good riddance to him. Love that he's gone. Dave Canales proved that he doesn't know talent. Rico Dowdle got him to the playoffs, and then he benched the guy over Chuba Hubbard over some sort of pass protection issue. Give me a break. Well, then you pull the guy out of the game, and you hand the ball after Rico Dowdle when you go. So good riddance to that guy because I can't stand both of them. Go Bucks. Take care,
Larry,
guys. Thank you.
Larry, don't run on us. Larry, are you at school? Where are you? Like, are you running laps around the campus? What's going on right now?
I'm on my way in, and I can currently see some other teachers and children, and I'm headed into the gate.
What time's the first bell?
First about 7:10.
Get in there, dude.
As a professional, I get here pretty early every day.
Yeah, it's clear.
And then he runs laps around the school.
He's like, get here pretty early every day. He's panicking 10 minutes before first bell.
Wow. Hey, Larry, good to talk to you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Larry.